Welcome back to iFishNews Fishing Podcast. Learn to fish by our trials and errors. Your host, Glenn, with City Valley Fishing Field Team, COAF Field Team on YouTube. And this round we're talking about bait fish, shad, and cast net. Okay, let's talk about cast nets and getting some bait fish, particularly shad at our local lake here at Lake Lavon. We'll talk about where, how, and why. And then maybe that might stem some questions from some of the folks on this round's podcast. Okay, so where do we like going to cast for some shad? Time of year, like hitting those boat ramps, especially early in the morning, along the shore, windy points. Pretty much get a cast or two and we're ready to go fish and do some jug line with some fresh shad. Early mornings, as well as later in the evening, have gone out in the middle of the day just for kicks, and well, been getting some onesie twosies. In fact, even in later evening, been getting the onesie twosies. But it seems like the morning time seems to be best. And give it a shot there at those boat ramps. They kind of tend over there because the water stays warmer there overnight, and they do like that boat ramp area. Additionally, I've also noticed if you cut over to the left or right of the boat ramp, just be careful of those rocks that'll be typically lining the boat ramp area and may hang up on your cast net, and that might cause an issue or two. And you may have to go back to our video where you have to fix your braille line because it broke off, like we've done in past trips. So that's where boat ramps in particular, windy shores along the shoreline, the banks. When it's windy, the shad tend to getting pushed up along there, as well as other bait fish, as well as some of those white bass hitting those areas as well. So where the shad are is where the white bass are. So give that a try when it comes to cast net and getting those shad. So how do we do it? We use a cast net. In the past, we've used a little 5-footer, or no, actually it was a 6-foot diameter cast net. Went to an 8-foot diameter cast net, and that one seems to be doing much better. Just we had to fix it because of those braille lines breaking. And then our fishing buddy got himself a 14-foot diameter one and tried that out the other day, and other than making some adjustments in how you hold it and refining your technique so you don't wear yourself out casting it, do like the idea of getting a 14-foot cast net. Especially this one was on sale at Academy. I think he got it at about $40. So looking on Amazon, we've seen it range between lower price as well as all the way up to over $100. So that is a good deal. That 14-foot diameter one, only difference that we saw in casting it from the 8-foot is really basically folding the net so you kind of bunch it up a little bit more. Other than that, we were able to cast it. And we were using a simpler technique. I think we'll put a link to the video on how we like, or at least the one that we in particular like using when we're casting that technique. And we'll find it, we'll put it over there. What it does is you mainly put your the weight of the cast net in your right hand, or in my case, my right hand, because it's my throwing arm, and cast using my right arm. The left one is a trailing one. I'm holding off on the lead line, and as it goes, I'll release on the left hand and may hopefully get that pancake. Okay, so how we do this with a cast net, particular an 8-foot cast net is what we're using currently, but as soon as we get a good sale going, or we find one of those 14-footers, we'll definitely get that one. And what we do note is it is a Texas regulation, fishing regulation. The max for a cast net is 14-foot diameter, so make sure when you purchase one, make sure you don't go over that if you're in the state of Texas. And if you're other places, do make sure you check your local regulations, make sure that you're in the confines, limits of the law when it comes to those cast nets. Again, over here in Texas, 14-foot diameter. Okay, so why go cast netting? Well, most recently, it's because go to the local bait shops, they're out of shad, be it frozen ones as well as some fresh caught ones. And when you do find them, they tend to be in the $6 to $7+ range for a little Ziploc baggie of them. So what we've been doing is because we're able to hit the boat ramp here or there throughout the week, we'll just go out there, catch a few, throw the cast net out. In this case, it took us 37 casts the other day to get a Ziploc bag of them. But we have them in the freezer. We're ready to go next round. And I think right now we've got about 3 Ziploc bags full. So we're ready to go for be it some jug lining or maybe a run up to the Denison Dam tail race for some of those gar, possibly some stripers. But that's why, mainly because, one, may not have any shad available when you do try to purchase it. And then 2, it's economical. You pay your, in this case, when we bought that 8-foot diameter one, I think that was about the $20 range. And we definitely made up the price of what we paid for that. And then you got a good workout out there throwing that heavy lead. Alrighty. Okay, so for this round, we're talking cast nets, shads, where, how, why, where, boat ramps, windy shores, how, use a cast net, 8-foot diameter is what we use. If you can get that 14-footer and get used to using that one, definitely recommend that. Why? Well, hit or miss getting bait at your local bait shop, and other cases, just the price. Don't really feel like paying $7 for a bag of shad, especially the smaller bag. I think it's the pint-size one. Anyhow, alrighty, y'all. For now, do stay tuned. We're still doing our fishing adventures and posting things. I think right now we're just mainly doing the bait gathering, but we do plan on hitting a few ponds again. Make that run up to Denison, as well as get some of that fishing, underwater fish video using that Go Fish camera. In fact, I think the next video we post will be not related to the Go Fish camera and getting some underwater shots, but we may do a follow-up one to the Bethany Lakes waterfall, where yours truly was using the 2-piece micro fly rod to just have a little fun one morning, catching a few of those little sunfish and just having a go at it. And I think what I'd like to do is take that Go Fish camera, drop it in the water, and just show the amount of activity in such a small pool of water. There's a good amount of fish that kind of linger there all the time. All right. All for now. Until next time, we'll catch you all later. And good luck and good fishing. And thanks for stopping by at iFishNews Fishing Podcast. And oh, by the way, do stop by and check out our YouTube channel at City of Allen Fishing Field Team, COAF Field Team.